Hey. Hello, my name is Damion, and this is for my blog, Damion's World. And I recently went to Sundance at the beginning of this year, so I like telling stories and bringing stories together and highlighting what's important to them. I'm so excited to hear about this film and how it came together. But yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yes. It's our release week, so I'm very excited.
Yes, it's really exciting. I wanted to start off with what inspired you to tell the story at this time?
Yeah, so after our first feature, this is my second feature, my writing partner Peter and I wanted to make a queer film, a film for ourselves that we wanted to see and we're not seeing out there, which is a film about sort of the everyday lives of queer people. And we were excited about the idea of divorce because we hadn't seen that before, and it gave us the opportunity to move beyond, sort of coming out and first love to a family dynamic that's already in place and really explore that and to depict a family that is beautiful and loving but flawed, like any other family. And we wanted to celebrate that.
Yes, and one thing I really loved about the film was the veil of perfectionism, as I call it. So when I see Nikki's character and how he's a book publisher and how on the outside, their relationship looks perfect to everybody, to the friends, to being at school. But when you get to the home and you're able to see that relationship, you see it break down. You see that veil of perfectionism just crumble down from the facades they built. That was also interesting for me to see as well.
Yes, what did you call it? What was
A
the term?
veil of perfectionism.
A veil of
Hmm.
perfection. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you. I think there's a lot of pressure that queer people and other marginalized groups face to be
Hmm.
perfect in order to be accepted. And perhaps this family and Nikki's character especially, has that going on. And I think, as a filmmaker, that it's important to celebrate our flaws and our failures as well as our successes. So that was another reason why this, divorce idea was so exciting, because it was a way to do that and to show, that we're all human, which is the message of the movie, really.
Yes.
Um, yeah, but yeah, it does, you know, it does start out with this sort of veil, and then it's exciting for the viewer too, and very
Hmm.
intimate experience to sort of get beyond the veil and to really feel like you're sort of bearing witness to this, what this family is going through in a very intimate way, which was something that was one of my goals as a director, and in terms of the point of view of the film to achieve.
Yeah. I wanted to know, like, what are some distinct shots that you remember that visualize relationship between Nikki and Gabriel?
Yeah, so there's you know we decided to so the cinematographer of this film, Luca Fantini, comes from a background of shooting wedding videos. He grew up in
Oh.
Italy working for his father's wedding video company, and as a teenager he would shoot wedding videos and have to edit them in camera, and then he became this sort of internationally famous wildlife photographer.
Hmm.
So he's very his style is to sort of capture that fleeting moment, that moment that is not going to happen again. And that's kind of the feeling that we wanted with this movie is almost like shooting a documentary or a nature film where you're just letting the actors be and interact and sort of and capturing it. But also, so it has a little bit of a grittiness to it, but also we wanted to elevate them through beauty to show that these characters are real, but also that they're beautiful. So it's really incredibly beautifully shot, and he has a way with composition. And there's a a scene when Gabriel is leaving the house for the first time, and he
Mhm.
has to say, tell the son that, he's going away for a bit. Um, and that scene, I think is especially beautiful in terms of, and it just kind of captures the whole movie, the composition of the two of them and the child in the foreground. And I was especially proud of that scene and the way we shot it.
Yes, and what I also love about the film is just the artifacts that are used in the film. Like for instance, when I viewed it, I remember seeing like this potted plant given to Owen and how it was once full. It was small, but it was a full plant. And then when the relationship started to deteriorate, that plant was in the trash. It was discarded and destroyed. And then when the relationship rebuilt, not between Nikki and Gabriel, but when the relationship became healthy for them, when Nikki was able to find intimacy again, or when Gabriel got to speak to his mom about his own life and how to fix what's going on and what he thinks his whole life should be in his place, that plant came back, but bigger and stronger. So that's another artifact that I noticed. And I just love to see that in there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is a sort of a metaphor for the whole movie, and we
Hmm.
wanted to give the really for almost every character in the movie, and every scene is about custody in the sense of taking care of someone. We have Billy's character in the hospital, sort of looking after his friend who's having a sonogram when her wife can't be there with her,
Yeah.
and they're all taking care of each other. And we wanted to include the son in that too, and give him something that he has to take care of, and to learn what that means. So that's why we gave him the plant, and then we had to, give the plant a journey that that sort of and make it a challenge for him. Um, but then it also stands as kind of a metaphor for the movie and what's going on with the family.
And I really only noticed it because I was in film school for the first year of my schooling. So I remember taking notes on how to look at stories. So I was like, I caught that, caught the reference.
Yeah, yeah. So we didn't want it to be too obvious or too subtle. Glad that
Yes,
you appreciate it.
it was perfectly placed. One of my other question was, how long was this process of drafting the film to screen? Because you also had a role as a writer as well as a co-writer. So I wonder, what was that process like? How long was it? Yeah.
Yes, well, I mean, I've probably been going on about 5 years, I would say, till
Mhm.
now from the inception. Part of that was due to COVID and the pandemic. We
Mhm.
had written it prior to, and then, the steps towards getting it made were put on hold, but it gave us the opportunity to work on the script some more and
Mhm.
to partner with our producer and developing it and thinking about it. So yes, it has been quite a long process. It's not easy to get films like this, these sort of like everyday dramas made, and so we're very fortunate to be at this point.
Yeah. And I'm just so excited that this film is releasing for a wider release from theatrical to video on demand because it just makes the story more accessible to people who weren't able to go to Tribeca Film Festival, which congratulations on that as well.
Thank
But this is such a universal story, and I can't wait for more people to watch it because it's such an important story at the same time. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Thank you. I am too.
Yeah. So my last question is, how do you pull like the emotional performances from Gabriel and Nikki? How do you pull that as a director?
Well, I mean, it starts on the page and infusing the script with as much emotion as possible, and then casting really well. I take a lot of care in casting all the roles. And then it's about sort of creating an environment where they can do their best work. And one of the benefits of doing a low budget movie is that you have to kind of work small and intimate and keep the crew is very small. And we took also great care in sort of casting the crew so that everyone felt invested in the movie. And every day on a daily basis, everyone on the set was felt like we were doing something meaningful and important and emotional to them. And the actors felt that. They felt very comfortable. They felt they felt trust. They felt respect. And so for me as the director, it's most of the job is just creating an environment in which they can um, do their best work, and then not get in their way. It's
Yeah,
sort of a directing teacher told me once, direct at your own risk, because there are many ways that a director can mess up an actor. So it's just it was just they're so good that it was really just really small adjustments here and there. But they just really went all in, and they and they really took from each other too. They sort of elevated each other's game, which was exciting to see.
they really did. And the film had me just thinking of love languages and how we show love. I was thinking of so many ideas and concepts from this film. So the acting was great, the writing was great, just how it was shot. And it's a really well done film. So congratulations on it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for speaking with me. These concludes my questions. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you. Great questions. I appreciate it.
Thank you.